You probably consume palm oil daily, whether you realize it or not. The most used oil in the world is palm oil. Most packaged items you purchase at the grocery store include it. It's conceivable that you eat it at every restaurant you visit. There is palm oil in even health food store items. Over the past few years, there has been a sharp rise in the amount of palm oil used in our meals. Meal makers have begun substituting other oils, primarily palm oil, for hydrogenated vegetable oils to lower the quantity of harmful trans fats in our meals. But is this a prudent course of action? It is challenging to distinguish fact from fiction in the face of so much contradictory information in the media and online. What's the real story? Does palm oil improve the environment and human health, or is it worsening both? If you want to find out more, keep watching today's video as I explore the amazing benefits of palm oil. Stay tuned, and let's get started. The fruit of oil palm trees, scientifically known as Elias guineensis, yields palm oil and edible vegetable oil. There are two ways to extract oil: crushing the kernel, or the stone in the center of the fruit, yields palm kernel oil, and squeezing the fleshy fruit yields crude palm oil. Though they originated in Africa, oil palm trees were introduced to Southeast Asia somewhat more than a century ago as an attractive crop. Although 42 additional nations also produce palm oil, Indonesia and Malaysia account for more than 85% of the world's supply. Almost everything contains palm oil. Around half of the packaged goods we buy in stores include everything from deodorant, shampoo to paste and lipstick to pizza, donuts, and chocolate. In various regions of the world, it is also utilized as a biofuel and in animal feed. Due to its numerous uses and diverse qualities, palm oil is a very adaptable oil that is utilized extensively. Its properties include being semi-solid at room temperature, which helps spread stay spreadable; resistance to oxidation, which prolongs product shelf life; stability at high temperatures, which contributes to the crispy and crunchy texture of fried foods; and odor and colorless, which doesn't change the appearance or scent of food products. In Asian and African countries, palm oil is used widely as a cooking oil. In addition to its adaptability, the oil palm is a highly productive crop when it comes to producing large amounts of oil on small plots of land virtually year-round, especially when compared to other vegetable oils. Because they can depend on the consistent revenue that palm oil offers, producers and smallholders find it to be an appealing product. Oil palms have been used by humans for at least 5,000 years. In a 3000 BCE tomb in Abydos, archaeologists found a material in the late 1800s that they eventually determined to be palm oil. West and Central African nations have long recognized the benefits of using Elias guineensis palm oil, which is frequently used as a cooking oil. Sometimes, European traders with connections to West Africa would buy palm oil to use as a cooking oil in Europe. During Britain's Industrial Revolution, palm oil became a highly sought-after product among British traders for use as an industrial lubricant for machinery. Products like the Sunlight soap from Lever Brothers, now Unilever, and the American Palmolive brand were made from palm oil. As the life story of Abina Mansa makes clear, the main export of palm oil to various West African nations by 1870 frequently resulted in harsh labor practices. The production of palm oil has a substantial economic impact on employment, especially in the rural parts of the nations that produce it. Millions of smallholder farmers rely on the production of palm oil for a living. Economic growth. Palm oil is an important export commodity for several nations, particularly Malaysia and Indonesia, and it makes a substantial GDP contribution. It is essential to both foreign exchange profits and trade balance. Difficulties for smallholders. Small-scale farmers frequently deal with issues such as restricted access to sustainable techniques, financing, and technology. They are supported through training, equitable pricing, and enrollment in certification programs, among other things. Environmental issues. Biodiversity loss. Critical habitats have been destroyed as a result of deforestation for palm oil plantations, especially in the rainforests of Malaysia and Indonesia. The loss of habitat poses a serious threat to several species, including pygmy elephants, Sumatran tigers, and orangutans. Destroying peatlands. A lot of plantations are built on carbon-rich peatlands. Significant volumes of carbon dioxide and methane, two strong greenhouse gases, are released into the atmosphere when these areas are drained for farming. Contamination of soil and water. The use of pesticides and fertilizers in the production of palm oil can cause contamination of the soil and water. The aquatic ecosystems in the vicinity of rivers and lakes may be impacted by plantation runoff. The effects of palm oil extraction on the environment, wildlife, and communities raise a number of ethical questions. The past few decades have seen an unparalleled rise in the output of palm oil in Malaysia, Indonesia, and Thailand due to rising demand. Growing oil palm trees is appropriate in these countries because of their humid tropical conditions. But peatlands and tropical forests are being destroyed to make room for oil palm plantations. More than half of all palm oil plantations in Indonesia and Malaysia are located on 45% of the land in Southeast Asia that is currently used for producing palm oil, according to a 2016 analysis. Since forests are essential for absorbing carbon from the atmosphere and lowering greenhouse gas emissions, deforestation is expected to have a negative impact on net carbon emissions. Additionally, when natural landscapes are destroyed, the ecosystem is altered, endangering the well-being and variety of species. Additionally, there have been complaints of palm oil companies violating human rights by removing forests and farmlands without authorization, paying poor wages, creating hazardous working conditions, and drastically lowering standards of living. A primary cause of deforestation in some of the world's most biodiverse forests, including the Sumatran rhino, orangutan, and pygmy elephant, is palm oil. These species' habitats are being destroyed. Climate change is being exacerbated by millions of tons of greenhouse gases released into the atmosphere as a result of the conversion of carbon-rich peat soils and the loss of forests. Additionally, some worker and child labor exploitation still exists. The palm oil industry as a whole needs to take action to address these significant problems, since things don't have to be this way. Groups that support human rights and the environment are concerned about the use of palm oil. Due to claims of human rights breaches among producers, the palm oil industry has been linked to societal issues and significantly contributes to deforestation in the tropics where palms are farmed. To encourage the production of palm oil more ethically and sustainably, the Roundtable on Sustainable Palm Oil was established in 2004. However, the organization only certifies a very small amount of palm oil, and some groups have called this greenwashing. According to a 2018 analysis by the International Union for Conservation of Nature, palm oil requires far less land and water than other oils, yet deforestation reduces biodiversity more than using alternative oils. With 60% of the world's production in 2022, Indonesia is the largest producer of palm oil, followed by Malaysia, Thailand, and Nigeria. Indonesia uses palm oil as its main source of biodiesel. Social issues, land rights, disputes over the right to own and use land are frequent, particularly in indigenous populations. Sometimes property is taken without the right permission, which causes conflict and uprooting. Work conditions, reports of subpar working conditions, child labor, and exploitation in plantations that produce palm oil have surfaced. Employees occasionally deal with lengthy hours, low compensation, and a lack of safety precautions. Impact on the community. Although the production of palm oil has the potential to boost the local economy, it also has the potential to upend traditional lifestyles and cause social unrest. The Roundtable on Sustainable Palm Oil (RSPO) establishes guidelines for the production of sustainable palm oil that take land rights, fair labor practices, and environmental preservation into account. These rules must be followed by certified producers. However, widespread acceptance and enforcement continue to provide difficulties. To encourage sustainable palm oil production methods, the Roundtable on Sustainable Palm Oil (RSPO) was founded. It certifies producers that meet certain environmental and social requirements. Growing consciousness has prompted businesses and customers to demand palm oil that is obtained sustainably, encouraging the sector to adopt more moral business practices. Other certification programs with different requirements and areas of emphasis are the Palm Oil Innovation Group, POIG, and the International Sustainability and Carbon Certification, ISCC. A lot of businesses have committed solely to purchasing sustainable palm oil frequently, along with zero deforestation and openness in their supply chains. These pledges seek to lessen the effects of palm oil production on the environment and society. The production of palm oil depends on striking a balance between social responsibility, environmental preservation, and financial gain. The industry must expand sustainable practices, increase supply chain transparency, and guarantee the protection of smallholders, communities, and wildlife to meet the growing demand for palm oil worldwide. To help consumers make more informed decisions, certain nations and businesses label items that contain certified sustainable palm oil. Selecting goods devoid of palm oil or made with substitute vegetable oils might influence consumer demand and promote changes in the direction of more environmentally friendly sourcing. Look for products that have been certified by the Roundtable on Sustainable Palm Oil (RSPO) to assist ensure that the palm oil you purchase is produced and cultivated ethically and sustainably. Although palm oil is still vital to the world economy, efforts must be made to balance its production with social responsibility and environmental preservation. If you enjoy this video, kindly press the like and subscribe button. Thank you for watching. See you in our next video.